Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Yes, y'all. To the two opinionated insinuations. So, yes, honey. Welcome back. I know you're like, hey. Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel, y'all. Welcome back to the two opinionated insinuations. We're back with another one.
That's me.
Yeah, that was me. Yeah, I had to make sure I had everything turned up so I could hear you or whatever.
Right.
Alright. Yeah, so yes, y'all, we are back with another Basketball Wives recap. Before we even get into that situation though, make sure you all got you all tequila, because it is now tequila time. Yes, y'all. Yes. Make sure y'all get y'all tequila. We ain't drinking today.
No.
Not today, but y'all make sure y'all got y'all's, okay?
Yes, get into it.
Yes, y'all. So like I said, we got a Basketball Wives review coming up. Well, we're giving y'all one. We just kind of gonna recap the season, just sum it all up. They didn't finish their season. I think they stopped at like episode 7. And I just don't know what's up with Basketball Wives not finishing their seasons. Like, why y'all keep bringing it back to not finish it? It just blows me. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into that. Okay.
Another thing is, within this video that we're going to be doing is going to be a collection of at least the last 3 to 4 episodes.
Right.
Okay, this is not going to be this episode and then you thinking another one's going to be coming next week. No, we're going to put like 3 or 4 of them into one video, this video, so that we can bring you guys up from where we left off.
Yeah.
So this does not include their reunion.
If they have one.
If they have a reunion, right? So this is just the last couple of episodes up until the last one, and it's been like a little bit, like a little while since they last did it. So I haven't seen a reunion as of yet, and I don't think we're gonna get one unless they're gonna split it up and then they're gonna come in fall, which would be stupid. But just giving you guys that information so you'll understand where we're going with this information.
Right. Hold on. All right. So yeah. It's going to be just a collection of probably a point per episode. Mm-hmm. All right, then. So I guess we'll go ahead and get into it. First thing that we're going to go ahead and talk about is this colorism issue that is going on within the group. Just, what's been going on is the issues between OG and Evelyn from last season when OG stated that she felt that Evelyn made some colorist remarks, and now it's sprinkled over to this season. And of course, we're dealing with it still. It kind of actually wind up letting the group, I guess, be a little divided. Like mostly all the women are with Shawnee and Evelyn, hanging out with them, and then you just kind of have Jackie and OG over here. But I mean, a couple of them, I guess still conversate with Jackie, but of course, if Jackie's hanging with OG, they ain't hanging with OG. So, yeah.
Right. And I think, so just so the viewers know, we're still at this, after COVID, 2 different mansions, supposed to be like a girl's getaway.
Right.
You have the 2 different homes, and you got, Jackie, Jennifer, and OG over at one house. Then you have Malaysia, Shawnee, Evelyn, and Liza over at the other house. We also have to mention that Phoebe was supposed to come, end up getting COVID, whatever the situation was. Well, end up being exposed to COVID.
Right. She did. I don't think she got it.
Right, and
Yeah.
then there were two other ladies who were introduced in these last
Hmm.
couple of episodes, Noria and Nia.
Right, right. Jackie brought along a couple friends. Y'all know Jackie love to make friends. So
And supposedly they did her event, some pastries that she had at her event for Shami.
yeah, I
And
think one of them have a cheesecake
yes,
business. I think that's Nia. I think
right,
Nia has the
right.
cheesecake business.
Okay, so continue with the colorism.
Yeah, so y'all know that pretty much this is stemmed from last season, and now because of it, like Drake said, they split up into two different houses. So pretty much what these episodes consisted of is, I would kind of say Jackie kind of initiated trying to be the mediator between, the two houses, trying to see exactly, well, where is this colorism coming from? Trying to get OG to really explain
Right.
why she felt that Evelyn was being colorist towards her.
Right.
And OG really, she wasn't really given too much. She kind of felt like she, in my opinion, it kind of felt to me like she felt like she really didn't have to explain herself. She felt it. If they didn't understand where she was coming from when she said whatever she said when she said it, then that's just, it just is what it is. She no longer wants to be explaining herself to the collective or anybody who wants to come over this situation.
Just to be clear, it is what I experienced. I have not shared my feelings.
Okay, can you explain that to me?
Feelings on an emotional level, I have not shared that with anybody.
Got it. Okay. Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying.
I expressed what I experienced.
Okay.
I expressed what I witnessed. Why are you asking me questions like this is an SAT? Come with the speaking points. You start talking. I'm going to listen and I will give my opinion when it's time.
And it's gotten to the point where now she's saying everybody in the group colorist. And I didn't like how OG tried to do a word play.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I took it. Like I listened. So Malaysia and
Christine.
who?
It's her name, Christine.
Kristen. Yep. Came over trying to be mediate. Like Kristen had came over a couple times beforehand trying to mediate the situation, and at this point Malaysia said she'll come over. But either way, while they were over there and Jackie was out there, OG said, I feel like everyone in this group has shown colorism. That's
Right.
what she said. She said that. And then
Right.
Jackie said, who, even me? And that kind of threw people, because it's like, this is your one advocate and now you're saying she's a colorist as well.
So
You realize that's going to be a little bit hard when you're saying that they're colorists and they don't know what it is that they did.
This group,
Okay.
everybody included. Me? Everybody included will include everybody.
And she was like, I didn't say you all were colorists. What I said is this colorism within the group. No, you called everybody colorists.
You did.
You said everyone has showed colorism to you. That's calling them colorists.
Right. She did. But then she tried to flip it and say, oh, it's just within this group. Like if your mama say, wake your black ass up versus wake your white ass up. That's not how you display this on social media. That's not what it's saying in your legal documentation. That's not what the other lady believes. You know what I'm saying? And that's not what you have been saying up until this point. Even on the last episode, when it was brought up to you again to see if you would be willing to hear other people's point of view and be accepting of that, and then try to resolve resolve the conflict. You then said, I wasn't saying just everybody. I included myself.
No, you didn't. No, you did not.
No, you didn't. So it's like this, and I believe it was Mia or Noria, one of the two new ladies who we met. They were basically saying that OG was not being specific. She's not accepting of other people's point of view, and there's a double standard when it comes to her.
Most
she can
definitely
say
is.
all of these things to you, but you can't say any of those things back to her, and she be accepting of it. So that's something that you got to work on, girl. And especially if you're going to move forward with this whole legal suing, documentation, and all this stuff against Evelyn or Shawnee, whoever you got it against. You need to go back and reword because I'm pretty sure they're going to be able to use this footage against you. Because it was dumbed down this time. I don't know what was going on. Like, I was like, oh, OG, I see what you're saying. You know, they have been saying you are the aggressor, and then you was able to say the whole gorilla thing. You was able to say, angry black woman and all of these things. And it was sort of fitting together, right?
It was.
Because Shawnee was not doing those things to Evelyn or to Tammy when they was on the show.
However, I can say that in the past seasons, it has been, I guess they would say, bullying within the midst of the group or whatever, which I can see that. I definitely see that. Colorism, though.
You can say bullying, and you can also say favoritism.
Definitely.
Okay, but colorism, definitely not. Like, you're going too far. You need to reword, and you really need to go and look up the definition yourself, because I don't even think you know what you're talking about, because as many times as you explained it over these last 3 to 4 episodes, you said it differently every time. Get it together.
And that's just that on that. I mean, I say that is just that on that. Like, I feel the exact same way. Yeah, you need to figure it out. And I hope you go back and watch this episode. I wonder if that's why they wind up cutting this season, because I think they just started to realize that this was probably going to be a conflict of your case or whatever y'all got going on. Like, you're saying this, you're saying that, but before you were saying, and then you had, it's just involving a lot of people at this point, and I guess maybe it probably was best for them to go ahead and cut it, because the big thing in this season was this colorism. That was the big thing.
And I don't know why it was so big.
They ain't got nothing else to talk about.
It's like, y'all got to find something else to talk about. For one, you need to take everybody off that's not married and put some people on there that's married, so we can get some more tea on these players.
Good. I don't know why they keep bringing Jen non-wedded ass back. Like, why?
Like, we're over all of the past issues that involve everybody else who's no longer on the show, mainly Tammy, because that was the tea for me. Right. But now that she's gone, it's kind of like, what other ladies doing there? Because that was where the drama was. You feel me? Like, now we need a whole group of new ladies, younger ladies, okay? And Shawnee, you might just need to be producer and let somebody else executive produce in your spot, so we can get somebody else the HBIC too.
I agree.
Revamp.
Period. If you want this to be successful with these new age kids,
I'm telling you,
it's definitely a revamp.
Okay.
Anywho, so we're gonna move on to the next thing that happened this season. Jackie in Malaysia. Jackie in Malaysia, if y'all don't remember, last season, well, they always got their ups and downs, but last season, Jackie was talking to somebody on Instagram or one of them social media situations, got some information about Malaysia and her living situation and her kids. She went around and she kind of, to me, I felt like she kind of spread it throughout the girls, because she was asking questions about it, in which it got back to Malaysia, and Malaysia confronted Jackie about it at somebody's birthday party or at the skating rink event. And, they kind of almost got into it, like, in which I understand, Malaysia was saying you was talking about my kids or whatever. So they haven't talked in I don't know how long, and now they're finally, after a couple times being in the same space, and now they're finally to the point where they're wanting to talk things out, I guess, and figure out the issue. I don't know. I mean, Jackie knew better than to be going and asking anybody about Malaysia's situation, especially things of that nature, talking about her kids, I guess wasn't being cared for properly as far as maintenance and things of that nature. So,
Go ahead.
I mean, if you got the information from somebody, you should have just took it straight to Malaysia instead of taking it to, it wasn't the whole collective, but at least half the collective. And if one half know, then of course the other half eventually is going to find out. And that's where the problem went for me. Like, I don't feel, when I remember back watching it, I don't remember Jackie really being concerned when she was talking about it to the other girls. It was more so kind of like, did you hear? I heard. And it was kind of messy.
Okay.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where that too opinionated comes into play. Okay. Because I remember when this came up, they also showed little clippings here and there through these last little couple of episodes as well. Based on what I was seeing and how I interpreted, my perspective was Jackie did get this information from somebody who was here or interacted with Malaysia in Atlanta, right? Okay, so the information was conveyed to her, which she was on the phone with this man while Evelyn, Christian, and I want to say it was the other lady who Christian's stepmama.
We know who he's Byron wife. I can't remember
who
her
was
name.
there, right?
Yeah.
And she got this information while they were there.
Right.
Okay, and she was trying to get clarity on what this man was saying to get all of the information.
Wasn't Jen in last season too?
Jen was in last season too. So then, yes, Jackie did mention it to Jen and then Christian again when they went out shopping or whatever.
Right.
And so that's how Jen was able to find out what was going on. However, I don't think it was like she was trying to spread it, maliciously within the group.
I don't think it was malicious either. It was still kind of messy.
Okay. You see it as messy. I see it as trying to get additional information, to go back to talk to your friend and say, girl, I heard such and such and such and such. This is the person who I got it from. Yes, I did speak to whoever. Because as my friend, you gonna check me, right? You gonna say, oh, you coming to me with this information. Well, who'd you hear it from? And who did you tell it to? Because that's gonna be my thing. I know you ain't come to me first with it. Majority of people don't do that.
I would, but I'm just a straight to the source type person. But I think I remember, like, Malaysia asked Jackie, like, she asked her, didn't you? Were you asking people about it? Like, were you asking different people, spreading it around? And Jackie was like, no, I wouldn't do that. And at that point, I was like, you asked a good 4 or 5 people that did not need to know.
Right.
They did not need to know. So, yeah, that made it messy. She wasn't malicious. She was just messy.
It's the way that it was worded. It was worded by saying, Jackie spreaded my information to whoever, and leaked this information saying that my kids was dirty, knowing that that's not how my kids are. She know that. You know that she know that. And the fact that you took it that way for me was like, girl, this is too much for just people within this circle knowing that they heard this. Because ultimately, the other ladies in the group heard the conversation as well. Okay?
Yeah.
The lady had the man on speakerphone. So it wasn't like, did y'all hear? No. Y'all just heard what he said, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I didn't come to y'all with this information.
Until she went to somebody with the information.
Went to Jennifer with the information. And I believe that Malaysia was also more so mad because it was Jennifer and they had that whole situation.
It wasn't her business. Jen shouldn't even be on the show. I don't even know why she was privy to that information.
I don't know why either. I don't know why this man was calling her during, taping of that episode and of that season.
I bet you he was right out the door watching their reaction.
Probably. But my thing was, Malaysia took it so heartfelt. And it was like, girl, all you got to do is watch the show. You'll see this. It wasn't like she called him to get the tea. He called his speakerphone of the ladies here. So
she did watch the show. I know, and I could tell she watched the show because when they did have they talk down, the wording it kind of changed. Like I remember when they first got into it, it was like, "Oh, you spreading rumors about me."
exactly.
But then when they had the conversation, it was like, "Well, why would you go around, trying to get this information?"
Exactly.
So she watched the show, and I think it's just like you said, but I think it just took some time because I'm with her. Like, you could have just came straight to me. If we supposed to be big sister, little sister, you can come. Hey, you got some people in Atlanta talking about your kids dirty, and they did sit, da. Whatever.
Shoulda, shoulda.
Exactly.
They reconciled.
They did. They cool now, I guess.
Yep. Hopefully their relationship will go back to what it once was. Shady Boo.
I hope so too.
Shady Boo. Relationship. That's just gonna be there. Let them rock out, honey.
Right. All right, so then we're going to move on to this Phoebe situation. Phoebe. So, Phoebe, like we said, Phoebe couldn't come to the mansion because she wound up being around someone who contracted COVID. So, she had to make sure she was good. But either way, like we said, Jackie brought two friends, which was Nia and... You pronounced it Noria? I thought it was Noraya. I don't want to say your name, but Noraya. Because Jackie pronounced it two different ways, too. She was like, it's going to be Noraya on this trip or something. I don't know.
Honey, me and me.
Nene, there you go. All right, then. So, two sisters. And so one of the sisters, Nia, ultimately we find out that Nia wind up being involved with Lance, Lance being Phoebe's ex.
Right.
Truthfully, I don't even know why it was brought up. I think it was just general conversation that Evelyn was having with Phoebe. And once Phoebe found out who the girl was, she wind up saying like, oh, that girl is crazy. She's a stalker. She sent me... this information with Lance and videos or whatever the situation was. What you think about that situation that the girl wind up being on the trip and she was so close to Phoebe? We find out that she got a situation with Phoebe and Lance.
That to me was shocking because she was not only close with the whole Phoebe Lance situation, but we also find out that she had previous encounters with OG.
OG sneaky. OG be playing chess on these people and they don't even know.
They walked up in the house. Jackie introduces them. You wouldn't have even known that they knew OG.
Right.
Until the whole Phoebe situation came up. And we started seeing clips of scenes that was edited out that was now being reinserted so that we can see their conversation, throughout some of the other episodes. And I'm just like, wait, so y'all knew each other too? Mm-hmm. Well, supposedly OG called them up during the last reunion and was trying to get Nia to dish out some information on Phoebe during their whole dispute or whatever.
Right.
And
Nia, don't pretend that this is the first time that we have had a conversation about Phoebe.
Oh, hold on. They got history? I am blown away.
Yes, you should say, I want to bring you or get you on a reunion. Hold up. Last year, OG hit me up through a friend and was trying to get me to come on a reunion to bring out tea on Phoebe.
And they walked up in there like they didn't even know each other. They having a conversation with OG about this colorism thing, and then all of a sudden when shit hits the fan, they arguing about the colorism thing. The whole Lance scene started coming up.
Like this the first time I talked to you. Wait, what? This ain't y'all first time talking?
That ain't what y'all conveyed. Girl, reality TV is something else, honey.
It's to me, it's just sometimes all about a paycheck with some people. Like, I mean, ultimately, she wound up getting on the show. However, whether it was through OG or whether it was through Jackie, I don't know. I don't know if I necessarily believe her situation with this whole OG situation, because back then, yeah, just like you said, back then she was petty when she was sending all them videos and all that stuff to Phoebe. She was petty back then, so she might have been with the, oh well, yeah, let's get on this show. And maybe, I mean, from what I seen, she didn't really have anything to tell on Phoebe.
No.
Phoebe and Lance weren't even together when they were messing around, so it was really just an ex-girlfriend meeting an ex-girlfriend, really.
Exactly.
It was stupid.
Exactly. So I don't know what she could have said at the reunion besides lies.
Exactly. You wanted her to lie. Maybe that's what it turned into. OG found out. Look at us speculating. Allegedly. OG found out she really ain't had no good juice. So she was like, well, are you willing to lie?
Right. And girl was like, no.
Oh.
I'm lying. And then maybe that's why she declined.
Okay, then.
Okay. And throughout the whole situation with Nia and Phoebe, you know, she admitted to sending the little sex tape or sex pictures or whatever to Phoebe, being petty due to her relationship, and, you know, just saying, you know how women do, get in relationships with men and they do stupid stuff.
Right.
Yeah, you know, she took accountability for her actions, which I thought was very mature.
I did too.
Phoebe's response, on the other hand, was just like, girl, why is it so much, like, attitude, ratchetness, this season with you? I didn't see y'all. I mean, I saw it last year. Like, I just thought that she was just like, okay, it's a newbie coming in. She's coming in up on the avalanche. She's a little spicy. You know, you can hear the hood rat, but it ain't came out yet. But this season, the hood rat is there, and I don't know if it's
she OG now. Like, she thinks she a OG on the show now. Like, I'm a favorite.
A part of the circle. Girl, are you a part of the circle? Because to my understanding, you're a part of Evelyn.
Okay, but let's not get it twisted. Not Shawnee's.
So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's the new wigs. I don't know if it's the new makeup. I don't know if it's the new wardrobe designer. I don't know if it's the new name. But I know that this season, you're coming in as somebody different than what we saw the last season. They say people are supposed to grow, but it seems like your growth is showing ratchetness and aggressiveness. Like, you just came up in the house like ready for this girl Nia to say something that you didn't want to hear, and you was ready to fight.
But you knew. I didn't get that. Why you so on ready when you knew it's not like he cheated on you with her. When she was doing this, y'all went together, so I don't even know why that situation even bothered you like that.
And she's a stalker, and she's this, and she's that. Girl, the girl admitted to one video, not multiple, and you sat there and agreed. So your conversation with Shawnee and Evelyn was a little far-fetched. You made it seem like the girl was contacting you multiple times, but the girl was just saying she only contacted you once, and you never mentioned all the other times. So you one that'll push the story too.
She needed a story. Clearly, she needed one. Everybody needed a story. Everybody needed a story this season. That's why it's only 7 episodes long. Because the stories couldn't last.
I'm looking and I'm listening attentively, honey. Like, y'all all stretching the story a little bit these last little couple of episodes, and it's making me realize a few things. Like, I like drama, but I don't like made up, like, fictitious stuff. I want it to be real. Yeah, you understand me?
Right, make it make sense. Like, we regular people out here.
Make it make sense to the point to where I can go back and clarify what was said and what wasn't said. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be catching you up on a lie on TV. Like, bruh.
Period.
You're no longer credible.
Period.
I will no longer believe you.
And won't.
But she was also aggressive with Jackie, too, with that whole situation. It's just like, girl, bye. Jackie, find you some friends your own age, because these young hoes, it's just not the right vibe for you. They're giving you too much aggression, and I think that you will take it there with them because they don't know the Jackie from a couple of seasons ago. She got up in Malaysia's face like, what you want out of it?
Okay, then.
Go there too.
I'm ready too.
So I just think she needs friends her age. Like, go back to, I don't know, go see if Tammy want to do something with you, and I don't know, but you need friends your own age.
Definitely agree.
Let's go on with this Liza situation.
Yes, y'all. Like, save the goodness for the lastness. Okay, y'all. Like I said, everybody trying to come up with a story this season. So we got introduced. Y'all know we got introduced to a new woman, Liza. Liza being Lamar Odom's baby mama. So pretty much her days in the mansion were, it was just spent with people just trying to cheer her up, you know, get her out of her shell, get her out of this Lamar Odom funk because, you know, apparently Lamar is not keeping up with whatever agreement that he said he was going to do as far as his son's college tuition. And it's stressing her out. And as y'all know, all season she been getting on her son about making sure that he talks to his dad about upholding this agreement that he had to pay for this college tuition.
More serious things that I'm dealing with here with LJ's father. We're going through all this paperwork and I'm kind of seeing stuff like, you know, every time I ask Lamar about the college money, I feel like I'm getting the runaround. Like, where is it? When my kids were much younger, Lamar established a college plan that could only be used for the kids' college education.
That has been her story pretty much this season.
The whole season, the whole couple of days with the last 5 episodes in the house. You so sad about your children not getting this money for the college fund. You're trying to work on your relationship with him, but claim that it's co-parenting. Girl, if you got so many problems with this man when it comes to financial stability for the sake of your kids, that's what they got child support for. If he don't follow up with the agreement that you guys have in place, then you got to go to other means to get your kids what they need. You should not have to pressure them to ask their dad for something that he had already agreed to with you. Don't put them kids in the middle like that. Maybe they don't want to confront their dad, because that's basically what you're pressuring them to do, is confront their dad about something that he agreed with you, not with them. It's for them, but they shouldn't be pressured to confront him about it. He's an adult. He knows what he agreed to, and if he don't follow up with his end of the bargain, go get your kids that money. Point blank in the period. This man have been in what, three relationships since you?
It's interesting you brought that up about the child support, honey. So let me tell you what they got going on, because now that the show done ended, they got an issue going on. So Eliza is being evicted. Her and her 2 children.
No.
I tried to be sentimental, but her and her 2 grown-ass children are being evicted. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So pretty much it's being, let me shout out the source. It's being reported through page 6, y'all, that Liza is being evicted, and she is behind over $78,000 on her rent. That's what she owes in back rent. Okay, y'all, she owes $78,000 in back rent. Her rent monthly is $5,000. So this is why she says that she is behind, that she got all this back rent, because Lamar stopped paying child support for the youngest in June of 2020. And because he stopped paying the child support in June of 2020, that made her fall behind, and now they getting kicked out. But let me tell you the kicker about that. First of all, she ain't paid her rent in over a year and a half. They filed this eviction situation. They started this whole process January of 2020. If he stopped paying child support in June of 2020, what happened to mother 6 months before?
Right.
So from my understanding, look, because I had to do the math. Now look, I'm not that good in math, but I mean I know that O2, I believe. Oh, damn. The son is born in I want to say '02 or something like that. Either way, it's 2021, which means this birthday that he had in January, he turned 19. Lamar said he stopped paying child support when the child turned 18, which means he turned 18 in January of 2020.
Well,
my thing is, somebody needs to get their wording in order, because I feel like they would not have a case if the child, if he turned 18 and he paid child support up to 18, then there should be no case. And he's saying he did, and she's saying that he stopped paying in June of 2020.
Which makes it worse.
Because he paid more allegedly after his 18th birthday, if we're calculating this correctly.
Right.
But then it's like, but I'm confused. Like, maybe it should be some back child support in there that they're talking about, because I just don't see how this case is making it through the court system if I'm looking at this and can clearly tell if the child is 18 and I can just look at his birthday and clearly see that he's 18, and she's saying that he stopped in June of last year. Then where's this case? Why?
Well, that it is like a back child support thing.
It gotta be. She asking for $200,000 now.
My thing is, Liza, you ain't been working, girl?
That's what he said. He said, well, so he was saying that, once he was going through his situation of trying to get his sobriety and everything together, that he wound up taking a step back from the limelight or whatever, and which he did not stop paying child support. However, he did make a way to where, because he knew that Liza was trying to get into the business herself. So he put an investment towards her so she can get, meet an agent and start making her own money, because he knew that he was, stepping back. Right? Mm-hmm. But I'm still trying to figure out what Liza does. And let me tell you, quite frankly, I would not have, I guess, figured out anything Liza does if Page Six would not have said that she was a fashion designer. And I said, well, what does she design? They didn't say that, but apparently that's what she do. As far as I'm concerned, her occupation is reality TV star. Well, I wouldn't even say star.
Never plugged herself in any one of these episodes as it relates to her business.
And then they go shopping in a boutique.
Coins and all that stuff too. They went shopping, right? They went shopping, they went to give like clothes or coins or something like that to people who were in need during this whole COVID situation. Why you ain't mentioned that you was the one that was in need? Also, why did you not plug in or give some of your designs away? Or say, I got my boutique here, or I'm moving my business here since we're not moving here, whatever. Plug your stuff in, girl. Because at this point, it looks crazy. It sounds like the man was paying the bills. The man was providing for you and his 3 kids and his 2 kids after you guys' whatever relationship. During the course of his last 3 relationships, you still being taken care of. You living off of child support, basically. And you mean to tell me that this man also invested in you?
I don't like
able to make some things shake?
I don't like that. I don't like how she came on here and really made her story about his kids and him. I mean, truthfully, now I see you moved to California because y'all got evicted. That could have been the storyline right there. That could have been it. I'm confused. I'm confused on why that just wasn't it, and you wanted to be a little closer to the money.
This was some coins first.
Definitely.
And I hope during this process that the reason why he stopped after that additional 6 months didn't have anything to do with you spreading lies on this show. Because if so, you dug your own hole.
Cause I didn't, good. I was just like we don't know the whole story, and I'm just gonna say allegedly to throw it out there. But I mean, I did read what Lamar wrote. I read what Liza wrote, and then I read the in between to try to see what all was going on, and it definitely seems like something's going on. Like, I don't know what Liza does, but clearly you're into accepting the child support, which is fine. Just your children are grown at this point, so why are you still looking for? Okay.
They should have been working at 16, 15, ongoing, and whatever else, as a part of your agreement with your kid's father, it should have been handled between y'all. The fact that you came on the show with malicious intent to get a check and also shade this man, knowing that he been providing for y'all, even if he did stop.
You know what?
Like, he carried y'all.
She was very careful about what she said on this show because she knew she was finna have this court case come up. I noticed that in this show, she definitely made sure that she was pushing the kids, just like you said, because before I even told you, you was talking about, well, you should have been trying to get some child support or whatever. Just about this college situation, because outside of the child support, he's also supposed to pay for college fees, covered the college, and a premium on insurance or whatever. So if technically that child support should be done, the only thing you really can be sitting up here talking about publicly is this college situation. And she didn't bring up child support not nan time on this show when she was sitting up there boo-hooing, crying her eyes out, talking. Did nobody say, well, why don't you go get him, try to get child support? Because they knew your children was grown. It's like a revelation here. It's all coming to me now that this court case. Liza, you picked the right. I don't even know why you're doing it to yourself, girl.
Everybody is out to get a check. All y'all, Phoebe, you, OG,
period.
Evelyn still hanging on to the show and ain't married or no fiance or no girlfriend at this point. Like, all y'all we get it. But you know what? If I don't see no new ladies for this next season, I will not be watching That's Why Wives. And that's just me. I will just be one less viewer. I'm just letting it be known. Like, y'all gotta do better with these stories. I'm so over it.
It's a mess for sure.
It's called Basketball Wives. Somebody need to be Basketball Wives.
Hell, the only basketball wife on this point is the new girl, Noraya.
And Chris and Jackie.
Yep, and Jackie. And I'm gonna go ahead and throw Kristen in there because he teach basketball, so he played it at some point. He teaching it. No, I'm not gonna throw him in. No, Doug teaching now too. So yeah, we'll throw him in there.
Doug is retired,
Yeah.
Basketball wife.
Good.
Everybody else needs to go. I mean, just revamp it. I'm so over it. It's so done. Finito.
Just get it together, y'all. Either way, y'all, that was pretty much it. That was the main points. That's all that really happened. That for the majority of the season, I mean, it's still COVID going on. We in a panorama. So... ain't nobody really out. They was in the house and they was trying to just fix their issues. Unfortunately, they left us they left us hanging. We don't know if they are going to fix it. We don't know what's going on with them. So I guess we'll just wait to see if they wind up bringing out another episode or if that's just going to be the end of it.
Or if they're going to come with the reunion to close it out.
I doubt it. I think they're just going to leave it where it's at. I think Shawnee is over this. I don't think she wants any more colorism talk about this on her platform or attached to her name or anything like that, especially after she's rewatching these shows and seeing that OG is sitting up here with these word differences and saying this. I think at this point she's like, you know what, we're not even gonna put the platform out there to allow this to be said about us, because and I really think that's how Shawnee's moving at this point.
Some sorry, not sorry.
Period. And ain't.
Bye.
So
you guys, make sure you let us know down in the comments.
Yes.
What you think about these last couple of episodes that we have compiled into one. And let us know, what do you guys say about Phoebe? What do you guys say about Malaysia and Jackie? What do you guys say about the whole OG situation, and then also the Liza situation?
Right.
You can be specific and let us know, if you agreeing with either Hillary or myself, because we did have a few differences within this episode as well. So make sure you guys like, share, comment, and definitely subscribe. If you don't want those notifications coming to your phone, you can always click it over to the left and say no notification.
Right.
For all of our followers and all of our subscribers, if you guys do like getting all this updated information, make sure you have those notifications on.
Period. And I guess we gonna catch y'all in the next video. Peace.